If you could just check your IG, please, sir. X is live. Repost that. Boom, boom. Come back to here. Is your IG ready to rock and roll? Come on, Meta, sort it out.
It's IG always takes long. Always.
It always does take longer.
Always
Apologies for the slurp. Could you hear that slurp just then?
yeah. It sounded
Oh, was it really
delicious.
loud? A bit of ASMR. Ready?
Yeah.
Lovely slurp.
You've had a haircut
Yeah, about time
already.
I had it cut, to be
Ready
fair.
to go live. Yeah. You were starting to look a little bit rough around the edges, sir.
Yeah. You know, money's tight in a bear market. Money's tight.
Did I hear Emma shouting something?
What's that?
Was Emma shouting something?
Yeah. Right.
Cat's
We're
been
ready to rock
stolen.
and roll. Pardon?
Did Emma just say your cat's been stolen?
Emma? Who's Emma?
That's what we call her.
Why? Right.
Weren't you paying any attention at the meetup?
No. But anyway.
I'll let her explain to you why she's called Emma.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Crypto Waffle episode 72. As you might be able to tell, within the crypto land and markets and the world right now, there's not much going on within crypto. There's a lot of geopolitical stuff out there, but there's not a lot going on, quite frankly.
There is one massive thing going on that I genuinely don't care about.
What's that?
That is the Ethereum conference. I think it's called ETHCC.
I didn't even know that was happening.
Yep. I think that's just started today.
Well, they probably haven't even bothered with marketing because of the price action, have they?
I think there are some people who still give a shit. Oh, excuse my language. This early on a Monday afternoon.
It's okay. It affects the algorithms and shows it to only the people that need to see it.
Okay, good. Because we don't want no kids watching this stuff.
We don't know randoms here.
No. So yeah, I don't know. I've not seen much about it. Yeah, it literally started today.
Anything interesting so far, or?
I'm gonna hazard a guess that the most interesting thing or the big talking point will be what they're calling headless commerce, I think they're calling it.
Right.
Which is agents
doing
buying
e-commerce
stuff from each other, or and buying stuff on our behalf.
Fair enough.
I think that's going to be the topic.
Well,
But
to see what comes out of it.
Yes, it's in Cannes in France.
Right, okay. Well, we'll see. But the other topics I have lined up are bear market buys, what we're watching. 38% of altcoins are at all-time lows, and the Fear and Greed Index hit 11, and smart money is quietly accumulating. We share the assets we're watching and why the biggest opportunities are born in the most painful of markets, as we know from experience.
I've got a new gem.
Good. See, I read your mind there. And the next leg lower is near. Bitcoin is printing a bear flag on the daily. Funding rates have flipped negative, and the 60 to 70K range is looking increasingly fragile. We'll break down the bearish case and what levels to watch if the market rolls over. And then finally, time to long metals again. Gold dropped 10% in its worst week since 2011, and silver is down 30% from its January high. But central banks are still buying, and analysts say the bull case hasn't changed. Is this the dip of the year in metals? So which one of them do you want to tackle first?
Let's start with metals.
Okay. Why did you get so excited when I was reading that one out?
Because just yes. When we had the silver...
Sorry, before you carry on, do you know what's mad?
Go on.
That had we been doing this episode, say, a year ago today, we might have discussed metals, but we'd never get excited about them because we couldn't do anything with them.
Yeah.
But now we can.
Yeah.
So it's a topic that gets us excited.
Yes.
Every week.
And the good thing, I guess, about this, and the bad thing, is that this is supposed to be happening with loads of other things. The whole promise of crypto was that it was supposed to bring us stuff that we can get involved in and we can do more easily, with less permissions, we can become actual adults and do what we want to do. But it hasn't really materialized the way it should have done. I know I moan about that every single week, but I feel like we need to do better in the crypto sphere. At least Hyperliquid have got this right. So now we can trade metals and oil. I now
Well,
check the
most of the
price of,
commodities.
well, I now check the price of oil more than I check the price of Bitcoin.
Yeah, just to see what's hitting the tape.
I feel like it's telling me what's going on in the world or what's going to happen next. You know, the oil price started pushing up before the war started.
Yeah. So the technical breakout, and I think we discussed that, saying something's up. I
Yeah.
remember putting a text because my brother and sister's boyfriend are both oil brokers. I put a text into the old family WhatsApp saying you boys are going to be busy soon.
Oh, and
Um,
they were like, "Oh, what is this? What does
no,
what?"
they know what a breakout is. Like I said, they knew there was talk of the Middle East, right? So obviously, when it comes to fruition, you're like, oh, it's pretty obvious. When
Yeah, but yeah, there had
the
been talk
technical
for years.
breakout is telling you what a month in advance,
Yeah,
effectively.
yeah, yeah. It was about a month, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was about a month in advance, and we were like, "Oh, this is interesting." And we went long at like 60 odd on the show, live on the show,
Yes, sir.
and the price of oil hasn't really looked back. Although, as you're saying, long metals, I can't help but feel we may be coming to an end
What, in
um,
metals?
in this conflict and
Right.
oil.
Okay. So you reckon peace trade's back on, which you've been banging the drum on a bit.
I have been banging the drum on the peace trade, but
Yeah.
I think you can wait until it's. I don't think the peace trade's going to race past us,
Okay.
but I feel like this is a decent place to get your peace trade in at, even though oil is at $100. But you know me, I'm not shy of bold predictions, but I can't see it getting to 120. I just can't see it getting there.
Right. Okay.
So,
Well,
little,
not even if there's troops on the ground.
but what does it change? What can troops on the ground do
Well,
that
it just means it's going to go on for a number of years rather than a number of weeks, doesn't it? Really. That's all that it pretty much
not,
guarantees.
not, not really, not really. As fast as they've come in, they can go out again. Um, I don't think they'll make the mistake. The thing is, the problem is everybody's become an expert on war over the last 2 weeks, including myself. Um,
I
but
wouldn't say I'm an expert, but
Well,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I guess we all kind of feel like we're experts. We're having these discussions over the dinner tables. We've all turned into general crypto
Yeah.
pants, whatever the hell we are. And I can't see. First of all, I think if they try and walk, you can't walk in no more. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. There is no walking anymore. Like it's all drones and shooting from afar. Um, I think that if they do try and walk in there, I think they're going to suffer heavy, heavy casualties. I think America have been battered by asymmetric warfare long enough. And I think that the fact that they already know this and they've experienced it 1, 2, 3 times on the spin, they won't have the stomach for their boys and girls to be coming home in boxes for no good reason, let's say.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I think that it'll all be over pretty soon.
Right. Okay.
And if it is, peace trade is on. And if during that time oil doesn't get to 120 um, on paper, and I'm not talking Brent, I'm talking WTI.
Yeah.
But you could say Brent, and I think Brent might even be the better trade. But then I'd move it up to 140 or 130. And I don't think it's going to get there. I don't think we get there in this round. And if we
Okay.
don't, and you do execute the peace trade, um, I think me and you have said, but I know other people, other war and oil experts over the last few days have said that oil sits at around around $50
Yeah. The average or
in a
long-term standing average.
in a peaceful world. Oil sits at around 50. For it to go down from 100 to 50, that's a nice drawdown. If I'm sitting on the right side of that trade on Hyperliquid, I will be happy.
Okay. So if the peace trade's back on, you're looking to long metals. Which one or commodity are you taking?
I'm going to say silver. You're going to say copper. And I want to hear why.
No,
Oh, you're not going
you'd
to say
be
copper.
no. I'm actually looking at potentially platinum or palladium.
Go on, give me the
I
feast.
do like copper. I do like copper, and I'm actively watching it. But platinum, palladium, not really a thesis, more technicals. Like they're
Okay.
all technically pretty decent. Silver is also one of the ones. But I think we just need another week or two just to digest what's been going on because it's been so volatile. But I do think, and we've mentioned this many a times on this podcast since we started, that I think personally we are in a decade-long commodity bull market that is going to have multiple 30-40% corrections along the way. Now, which one's best to hold it in? Silver on the way up, usually. Then you want to get out into gold. And then when the gold silver ratio tells you, you go back into silver at the highs, then you usually get a drop and so on again.
Is the gold silver ratio not currently telling us to move
I'll tell
over?
you what, I haven't looked at it. So let's have a look at it now. I actually haven't had a look at this in a while.
Obviously, you must have improved dramatically at paddle.
Yes. Also suffering a slight injury, so I need to take it easy at the moment. But yeah, so this is gold silver ratio. And for anyone that hasn't seen this before, this is the very simple way of looking at it. Sell silver for gold down here and sell your gold for silver up here. If you had done so every time, you would have an unbelievable amount of silver. I can only say I've done it once because I'm only in my mid-20s, and didn't have a clue during COVID about all of this. That was my starting point. So unfortunately, I missed that opportunity there. But I took that in, say, was it early 2025? Sold all my gold for silver and sold some of my silver back for gold down here. Not as much as I'd liked, but I believe I'll get a second opportunity at some point.
I'd like to ask you something, right?
Go on.
If you zoom out a little bit back to where it was, right? So the first time, even if you do set
this one here,
yeah, you could have only have done this trade gold to silver 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right, along this thing.
Yes, I mean potentially you could take this as one opportunity. You could potentially take these in here. But obviously, the real signal is when we get above this, call it
and then down
90
to the
to
bottom.
100. Yeah.
Now, time-wise, and I think this is something you've mentioned before. Yeah. So from the gold to silver one, the first one, that looks like.
Yeah. So that happened in March 1991.
Yeah.
And you would have sold all your gold for silver up there. You then would have sold all your silver for gold here, or some of it. And so that was
6 years, 7 years.
6 years later.
Yeah.
If you didn't in that opportunity and you were still in your silver, you had another opportunity to do it there. It also gave you another opportunity here. Now, if you were actively watching it, yes, you could have maybe drawn a trend line back in the old school days on some paper charts and across here, and you'd sell here and play the bounces and blah, blah, blah. But the real signals in the longer term are between this, call it 90 to 100 range, and then the lower end of 46 to 38 is when you pull the triggers. But
so
yes,
in
you're right.
Really, in an adult lifetime, you only get 2 or 3 of these.
2 or 3 opportunities, yeah.
And we have gotten 2 in 2 months.
Yeah. These 2 have been very quick. And I think that tells you how the regime has changed, how markets have changed, how they've become more volatile. Like, because
would you say volatile, or could we use the word unstable?
Either. You could use either. But yeah, you're correct. We've had 2 opportunities. I mean, this was the fastest opportunity ever to get out and in again. And like I say, I didn't sell all my silver for gold, but I managed to get a decent size of it off. If it comes down again to around, call it the 54 to 40 region, I will be looking to offload some more for gold. But then again, you use this basic chart to help you. When it breaks, like if this breaks to the upside, gold is outperforming silver. If this breaks down to the lower side, as silver's outperforming gold, so you know which to stand in. But going across all the metals quickly, like we briefly discussed at the start here, that gold is from its local peak back in Jan 26 to where we are now. We're currently down about 20%, give or take. Silver from when we called the top, we are down to current price 40% odd.
Honestly, you called the top. I was saying,
yeah, I called the top.
$200 silver.
Copper's down 16%. Nat gas from the local high in Jan, down 50%. Palladium from all-time high in Jan, currently down 34%.
Asterisk platinum, you mean?
Yeah, platinum, sorry. And then this is palladium, currently down 35%. Why are these two my preferred longs here? So let's have a look at this. Let's go technical. Let's go big time frame, monthly. First of all, nice clear trend up and to the right. That's what you want to see in metals. You then have had some form of a base. You could argue between those two white lines that I've just thrown in here. Why does this matter? Well, if we look to the left, we touched these areas here. So call it around the 830 range. 1, 2, 3 times before finally breaking out. You had your perfect retest, which led into that crazy 2021 bull market in Palladium. Okay. Everyone was then probably thinking, okay, 5K Palladium, 10K is on its way, blah, blah. Bear market of 21, 22 occurred. You had a drop all the way back down to the prior highs. Perfect. And it held as support, like to a T. Exactly what you want to see from, on a bigger time frame, breakout retest. Okay. Now, since then, we then consolidated, making sure this area of 800 to now call it 1,100 is acting as key support, which it has done. We now have locally just managed for the first time, well, in a while, we had our breakout above the 100-day SMA, which is this orange line here. Actually, no, I think that's the 50-day. Yeah, 50-day, sorry. The green is the 200-day. So prior to the breakout in November, because we've now had a breakout retest of this orange line, the last time we saw this was back down in January. Now, we didn't get a retest of that orange line the whole way until 21 November, where we actually bounced before ultimately falling down. But now we have breaking out retesting. As a trader and as a technician, this is where you usually want to re-enter. If we also look left at current price action on the monthly, you will see there's an area of support around there and around those levels there. If we then zoom in to the weekly, I've also marked out on the RSI and price that we have RSI making lower lows and your price making higher highs. So if we go to our RSI cheat sheet, we have RSI making lower lows, and I need probably to make this a bit bigger so everyone can see. You have your price making higher highs. That is a hidden bullish divergence, which we currently have on the weekly pattern. So again, all adds to the bullish thesis. Then from more technical levels, we have this clear uptrend, which we don't want to see broken theoretically. But again, we're at a decision point. We're at support. So as a trader here, you can come in and go long, say from this price, and you can have your stop loss down at, call it 1,270. And if we lose that area, you've lost both SMAs on the weekly. Like, just cut you out. You can monitor the situation. So that there kind of adds up to why I believe Palladium is one of the better longs at the moment, the better risk to reward. And I think it could play out over a number of months. It's not going to be a quick trade. Like as that bigger time frame shows you here, that breakout retest Like, you could potentially be looking to play this for a 100% move. Now, if you've got that on some leverage, obviously you could take into account the funding rates and whatnot. But I think with a wide enough stop, and if you've got the margin, you could sit in this for the rest of the year, and I think you might do quite well.
Currently,
Go on.
Palladium, you can get up to 20 times leverage
I won't be doing that. I will be using 2 or 3. But
on the thing, but the it does look like the funding rate is quite high.
okay.
It's at 0.2%, which you will feel over a
Oh, yeah, you'll
period
feel
of
over a longer period.
over a longer period.
Yeah.
And the open interest at the moment is still quite low.
Do you know what I've also just noticed? If I get rid of that line, there's a potential here for a cup and
Up and
handle pattern.
handle.
Yeah. Well spotted, sir. Had I asked you a year ago, you'd go, no idea.
Don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Yeah, potential cup and handle there as well, obviously. Now, to play that, if you wanted to be super safe, you're like, well, I'm not entering Palladium here. I'm unsure. Markets are a mess, like blah, blah, blah. You wait for us to break this 2K mark. You look to getting around that 2K, then you got a technical breakout target of 5K, give or take. So there's that angle of it as well. But if you want to take some prods at it now, by all means, platinum, same sort of thing. I'll try and be a bit quicker than last. But we had this, again, you zoom right out to the monthly, nice big trend up and to the right. It's what you want to see. We then had this, call it, to 2025, so a 10-year consolidation period between 1,300 and $770. We've now broken out and we are testing or retesting the what should be acting as support prior highs now. This isn't to say that we can't drop down and retest this again. Totally possible. But I do think in the longer time frame, this breakout is to not be, oh, that's nothing. This should be heading a hell of a lot higher after a 10-year consolidation.
Yeah. Another interesting part about that is that what I always find interesting is that this, on the other side of this trade, is the dollar.
Yeah.
So
if we go to the dollar at the minute, because this is the one thing we also need to watch at the moment, is the dollar is having another go at cracking this 100 area. Now, if we get above here, get your shopping lists ready because shit will hit the fan. Okay? The dollar breaks this, you're looking at potentially 1.3, but all the way up to, call it 1.5, 1.6 again. I think you'll maybe get 1.7 at the most. It's going to be shit for a while if this dollar does break out. But at the moment, it's looking pretty strong. We have this upwards channel that we're in. We broke this bull flag that formed to the upside. Now it's just to see the potential double bottom. I think we discussed a couple of weeks back as well that actually targets around the 105. So all of those things are adding up to like risk off. But at the same time, they will give you opportunities within metals. And I do think there's a world in which the dollar and gold can rally at the same time.
If back to metals, right? Palladium and platinum.
Yeah.
Are there any fundamentals that I can apply to these things? What are these metals used for?
Nuclear. Which one's used for nuclear facilities? Is it
I'm going to
palladium?
assume it's palladium.
Yeah, I think it's palladium. They're used for the nuclear facilities. Europe are popping up small nuclear reactors. You've got China popping up still small nuclear reactors. The US are doing the same. I'm pretty sure Russia is paying for a nuclear reactor in Vietnam. I saw the other day, or the funding for one. That's what it's going to be used for. And yes, they take 2, 3, 5 years to pop up, sometimes even 10 years to actually get going. But once they're up,
yes,
like it's infinite energy, effectively.
So realistically, and again, I'm not an expert in these things, but I like to think I am. It has been argued that nuclear is the only clean, realistic.
The other one is solar.
Solar's silver, isn't it?
solar is silver, but and some of the big solar companies put out when silver was on its tear that they're now coming away from silver because it's too expensive and changing to copper. Now, you can take that as exactly like how I said it and just play the copper trade, which is why I have this chart up, and it's been one that I've been watching for a while. You have, again, on the monthly, a nice big up and to the right chart. And then this is what you see at the moment, a nice clean breakout and retest. So from a technical point of view, anywhere between here and call it $5 is an entry. But the one thing that I'm watching, I'm watching closer than just the copper chart, is the copper gold ratio chart. Because this is when copper should go on to outperform for a while.
We supposed to have an alt season.
Should technically. Is this time different? Possibly. But I am watching this chart. I'm looking for bottoming patterns. We've got RSI not making any new lows, with price making a new low, which is a bullish divergence. So we've got some things adding up. We're just having to see at the moment. But the copper trade, Palladium, they're definitely stuff that I am watching.
I can't now get Palladium out of my head.
Yeah. It might be worth a small. I think it's going to be one of those trades that might take. I think it's good. It reminds me of the Oracle trade we took after Oracle got hammered. So in the VIP, Waffle VIP, I put in an Oracle trade. It took me 2 attempts. First attempt, I got stopped. I think I lost like 10, 12%, something like that. The second time, we got in, and we got in good. And we ended up closing out for, I think it was like 35 or 45%, which is decent. And I think this might be like one of those things where we're probing. We're trying to get into the trade. You might get knocked out a couple of times, but once we're in and we can let that ride, I think it could be one of our best trades.
Say that the worst part about it, about the entire trade, is the funding rate.
Well, the only other way to do it is to then look at stocks, to then hold in an ISA. If you didn't want to do it the DEX route.
Because currently there's only one stock with a higher funding rate than Palladium.
Was that Nvidia?
Hyundai.
Hyundai?
Hyundai.
What are they doing?
I have no idea, Jeff. But people are going. But to be fair, the volume on Hyundai is.
I mean, the other way to play this that won't be as percentage rewarding
would be nuclear energy stocks, would it?
You potentially, or you short dollar. But based on that dollar chart, you're not wanting to short the dollar here. If anything, you'd be looking to long the dollar, and then once that dollar starts hitting resistance, you come out and go into platinum, silver, gold longs, effectively.
Whilst we're here and we have got ChatGPT on the line,
what are we going to ask him?
I'm going to ask her, yeah. I want to ask, what is Palladium used for?
What the main things that Palladium is
and
used
how easy can it be replaced, and what with?
Interesting.
Yeah, I've become somewhat of a prompting expert now. Really know how to get good.
I should think so. You spend enough time talking to these things.
Literally, I talk to my. Like, that's why I call it her. Like, she literally is my new wife. Best thing about AI is how sycophantic it is. All she ever does is tell me how great I am. That's obviously I'm not talking about my wife. That's the first
prompt you told it before talking to me. Always tell me how great I am.
I did. I actually did. I said, look, be positive. Like, don't shoot my ideas down. Like, tell me how I can make things work. Like, go on that side. Not knowing that naturally AI goes on that side. Something which I was just learning recently, actually, nothing at all to do with crypto, so just bear with us, is that with the AI currently, it's also built for engagement. So it tells you what it wants you to hear so that you talk to it more, which is actually not a good thing. So in the tools I've been using, I have to specifically tell it do not try to keep me engaged. Tell me what I've asked you. In those words, don't try to keep me engaged. Anyway, we're checking the common sources. I've left it on extended thinking.
Oh,
So
right, okay. So it's to
she
do some deep work for us.
may be off for a little while. Yeah, she may be off for a
Okay,
little while.
so whilst that's doing that, we'll dive back into the charts quickly and we'll look at Bitcoin. As one of the topics is the next leg lower is near. So I hate to spoil the fun and the potential parties, but let's dive in. Bitcoin, this looks a bit confusing, this chart. Now, I'm going to clear it up just by getting rid of our predictions quickly. I'm sure you have them down on paper anyway. We have obviously peaked back in October 25 and have been in a downtrend since. We're currently hanging on to, if you go to the weekly, you see it a
By
bit
the way,
better.
one of our clients accidentally called it to a T, like to the day.
Yeah. 4-year cycle, effectively, wasn't it?
Literally to the day.
But yeah, we're currently hanging on to prior all-time high areas of support around this, call it 60 to 70K region. And if we do zoom in to the day, you can see overall we've kind of been forming this big bear flag. Okay. Now within that bear flag, we did have this uptrend that we thought could maybe lead to a jump to around that 80K. It failed. And since then, we've now created a new channel to the downside, which if we want a rally back up, we need to see this downsloping resistance broken. So around, call it 68. And on the daily, we'd like to see some of these SMAs get out the way so we can get back above them. Now, I do still think it's possible for a rally back to 80. I don't think we're done. We definitely didn't suck enough people back in going to 76. Again, I could be wrong. Do we not get a higher rally in 76 when we go lower? Yeah, sure. Do I care? Ultimately, no. Because if we do get a rally, I'm looking to exit some positions. If we don't, on that leg down, I'll be looking to pick some stuff up. So that's Bitcoin at the minute. We need to watch. We really do want to be holding this 65K. We don't want to be losing that. We lose that, we have potentially another run at 60. Lose that. Next area of support, you're likely looking at around, 60K is the first line in the sand. So let's just stick a bit of
that, and that is a gentle line, isn't it?
Yeah.
That 60 is a gentle line.
Below that, you have coming into and around this 52. Ultimately, I think the actual bottom will likely or most likely get put in between the 30 to 45K region, specifically this 45K region, because that's where the ETFs come out. I think it's only appropriate that we run the suits back to where they bought and they go, hang on a minute, I've been in this for 2 years now and it's fucking nowhere. So then they will capitulate. And then that's when we come in and go, thank you very much for losing some money. And then we can ride it off into the sunset.
Are you still of the opinion, because you have said this before, and I'm going to hold you to this prediction, that the stock market rolls over first? And do you feel like the stock market has already rolled over?
I mean, you could argue that Bitcoin ran the stock market sell-off. Obviously, Bitcoin topped back in October 6th. S&P, February, you could say, January, February.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And S&P doesn't look good here, like at all. We've lost key areas of support. We've lost the 50-day SMA in orange here on the weekly. Last time we did that, we had this sell-off for tariff tantrums. It doesn't look good at all. S&P from peak to currently is down 10%. I think it could easily do another 10%. Where would that put us? Down to around 5,700. I think at worst case, maybe another 15 from here. Where does that put us? Around 5,400. I reckon we could come in and touch this 100-day SMA at some point. I don't know what that.
It's not looking good, Brev.
It's not. And ultimately, if it does that, I expect Bitcoin to front run that fall. Where would that put Bitcoin if S&P goes another 15%? I think you can at best case expect 30%, which is going to be 46. And if S&P goes all the way down to those levels just discussed, I think you could see 40, and that'd stick you at the 40K area. So it's not looking good, Brev, but you want to be looking at assets for if that does shit the bed, what am I going to buy? And that's one of our other topics. And I will show you what is on my buy list.
Not yet. Not yet.
Go on.
I please present the bull case here?
Go on.
There are two sides to every story.
Yeah.
And
always.
Here's my typically bullish thesis. So if we go and get off of
You're on the hourly, by the way.
That's because I'm a DJ. I can get let's do the monthly. I don't know if this one will go back far enough. No. That's the only thing with hyperliquid charts. It only lasts as long as hyperliquid has lasted. What?
Yeah.
Let me try CoinGecko.
Have you not got TradingView?
No.
What?
I've got GitHub, sir.
Right, click next to go right. Next to compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, go right again. Yeah, use that and then go on like Max.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. TradingView.
It gives you a feed from TradingView because that's the TradingView logo there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So then change that from the hourly.
Oh, shout out to them. Chart by TradingView. I wonder if I can. Oh, I'll do that another day. I'll get that. I remember, I don't know if I've told you this story before, probably have. When I first got GitHub, there was an actual developer, a guy I was really good friends with called Kayaba. He's now working on Monero. Like one of these insanely smart people. And he was furious when I told him I had GitHub. He was like, "You're not a developer. You don't need GitHub." And I was like, now I've got GitHub, I am now officially a developer. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to get TradingView and I will officially become a trader at that moment.
Okay.
Right. Anyway. So TradingView.
Change that hourly first.
Can I make this full screen?
Don't know.
Is there a way to make this full screen? What's that magnet do?
No, that doesn't do it.
All right, so where's hourly? Here?
Yeah, just click that little down arrow and then do like a monthly or something.
Monthly. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Okay. So here's what I want to say. 2 points, right? The Bitcoin cycle, if we don't do it by time, but time was spot on last time.
Yeah.
If we don't do it by time, whenever we come back to retest, we'll go on our, oh no, this isn't, oh, right. You can't really see it here.
Do you want to make it log?
Yeah, log.
So bottom right-hand corner of that chart.
Yeah.
Click that. Yeah, that's it.
Abash.
There you go. Looks a bit better.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to identify.
Easier to read. Okay, right. So quick history lesson. This was the first run of Bitcoin.
2017.
Yep. So this is when everybody was like, oh yeah, we were right. Haha, how smart are we? Got up to 20K. That was at around Christmas time. January, like that Christmas, I bought everybody really expensive gifts. People who I didn't even know. Here, have a car. Obviously not that expensive, but you get the point. Then we came back and we retested our previous high.
I mean, do you want me to show you on my charts?
You just do it, yeah, because you're the chart guy. Actually, no, I need to learn. So watch me bumble through. All right, so we came off of the 20K and we came back down, and I think we ended up being at like 2K from memory, right? I remember fixing my car and it costing me 1 Bitcoin. Furious. So that's
an expensive fix.
That's it. Yeah, it was expensive at the time as well, but this is what we do when I was all in Bitcoin by that point, right? So we came back to basically test our previous highs, which now I understand as a trader that the strongest wall that you hit becomes the strongest support. Now, we came back, we tested that, and then we went off on our next run. And this was the second bull market. This was the bull market of 2020, 21. So this was the COVID, FTX, that cycle. Then we came back down and we tested the 20K and we went kind of through it a little bit, but only for a tiny while, right? So again, it was that same, it was the previous high became the support. And now we've gone up on another cycle. Now, although this cycle has been particularly short, if it is the bear market, if we don't go by time, even though time was right last time, let's say you're just doing stuff to trick us. When we've now come down to 66, we are now back at this, which was the previous high. Now, what's the chances that from there we just go slip down to here and then go up, or we just go up from here, like bottoms in, right? So that's one side of my bull case. The other side is, I'm going to go back to hype for this. The other side is, all of a sudden, like Bitcoin is weird, right? Because it seems to want to do what other stuff is doing. So at first it was like a hedge, then it became a tech stock, and now it's just doing what oil does. So oil went in this weekend and printed like a nothing weekend. And so Bitcoin decides to print a nothing weekend. Now, I get the feeling that the sellers are gone. I think that they're done. And I think that we've dropped down to where we can drop. And there's just not enough people who can sell to push the price lower. I think the people who are still holding here, they're not fussed about selling. And on the other hand, there's also people like your mate, Saylor, old Michael Saylor, and Bukele from El Salvador, who are just buying.
Yeah.
On the basis of that, what power or what momentum do we have to go lower? Where are all these sellers going to come from to push the price?
I think
down?
the big catalyst, I think, is the credit risk. A lot of people talking about credit at the minute. If something blows up somewhere, people are going to want to puke positions and puke fast. And that can always cause some sort of cascade, no matter what it is. Now, historically, right, around or in the last 6 years, even potentially longer, we normally always get Fed intervention, but that is always around an event that causes the Fed intervention. And usually that intervention is when we bottom. So when we see monetary policy loosen, that's when we usually get the bottom.
Yeah.
So for us to bottom, I think we need to see something similar. I don't know who it will be from or what the cause will be. Could it be the Iran war? Could it be credit? Could it be something that we haven't even discussed? Could it be aliens that come to Earth? Yeah, sure.
That would probably be the most exciting.
Yeah. We
don't
probably
think it's
need
the
some.
war. I think if it was going to be the war, we would have had
it'd be done it by now. Yeah. Unless the war gets severely worse, maybe they knock out all the Gulf state oil production and stuff and all that. I do think there'll be some sort of lagging effect. So from COVID, we saw it affect China first. It then came around to affect Europe and the US later on. So as much as Europe and the US aren't really getting affected by the Hormuz Strait now, China is getting affected. That will produce or have issues with production of goods for us later on. So I think we likely get a knock at our door a bit later on once maybe their straits open back up and China's just getting back to normal.
Yeah.
So I think we need to see something before we bottom. We need to see monetary policy change. They need to start that printer back up for whatever given reason. Will it be midterms in October? I mean, if it is, they're leaving it pretty goddamn late. because they only have, what is it, March, what is April soon, May, June, July, August, September,
Months.
6 months to try and turn everybody. At the moment, it's like, what, 70% chance they lose it.
Yeah. According
So
to Poly Market.
yeah, so who knows what happens there?
Yeah.
It's a lot of big ifs,
Yeah.
and this is the trouble. And I think a lot of people now that might be new to investing or crypto or whatever it is, it could be trading. You have to always remember that sitting in cash is a position. Don't think just because you're sat in cash, you're not doing anything. Like sitting cash here, I believe, is probably one of the best opportunities, because if we do have another leg lower, you're going to be one of few people or retail that has cash to go and scoop stuff up. If you're worried that we do have a leg up or we have bottomed, then put some of that cash to work. But if we have another leg down, don't then be angry at yourself for not having any cash. It's one of those fine balancing acts. Because at the moment, the majority of my crypto I've left. I'm just in spot. But my stocks and shares ISA, 60-70% of it is cash. The only stuff I've got on in that is the energy trades, and that's solar stuff at the moment. And that is it.
Is that a, like, slightly off topic, but is that a counterplay to high oil?
No, it's so last year, about September, Real Vision put out something on the TAN ETF, a trade idea. I then broke it down even further for clients, and we've been in singular solar stocks since. I think overall, I'm up around 15 to 20%. Not massive, but it's a couple of year trade, so I'm more than happy to sit in them, and they are on my watch list. And I've recently bought some that were down not too long ago.
Okay, all right. So
I think it's a fine balancing act.
yeah,
So if I had £100 million at disposal, I'd be probably sat in 60% cash now and put 40% of it to work.
right. Here's a question for you: Does Bitcoin see 70K before it sees 59K?
It sees 70K before it sees 59. Most likely. We're only at 67 now, so yeah.
You think we could go up to 70 before going over?
Yeah, I think we could chop just some more. I think the S&P ultimately, obviously, that had kind of a waterfall week last week. Overall, S&P was down 5% last week alone. So I do think we will see some sort of bounce maybe this week or next in the S&P. That is what I think could lead into Bitcoin having a bit of a relief rally, maybe back to 60, 76, 80, whatever it is. But I think that rally is to be sold before ultimately another leg lower, because I don't think the S&P ultimately bottoms till it gets to around 6 to 580, potentially lower. So we'd have to see. But again, if that's the way I think I'd play it right now. If I had £1 million, 60% cash, 40% in assets, because if the train did leave the station without me, I want some of myself to be on there.
One leg on the train.
Yeah, I want half of my body on the train.
Yeah, don't try this at home, folks. Don't try.
Exactly. It's a fine balancing act. So if you're feeling confused right now, because it is confusing, it's not easy to navigate this sort of stuff. Like sitting in cash is a position. You can sit there and earn 4% yield or buy short-term bonds or whatever it is for, was it 5% of whatever it is at the minute in the US? Just sit there and take it. Like, it's not a bad position at all.
I was thinking that, and I think this is probably one of my main problems, is that I'm a impatient, impulsive.
Patience is one of the hardest things to learn within what market spectating, watching, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and in crypto in particular, because everything's happening so fast.
Well, it seems. See, that's the thing. I think in crypto, a lot of people think everything happens quickly. When actually, in hindsight, you look back at things, you get multiple opportunities for multiple entries, but because there's so many other things going on at the same time,
yeah,
your energy gets pulled, and you miss it. You're like,
because it's not always price, is it? That's why. Sometimes
most of the time you feel like you're going to miss out, so you just lump something on.
Yeah,
you don't do the due diligence. You leave it. Hopefully, you cross your fingers, come back next week, and it's hopefully out.
What was the term that we learned? before you research, you invest before
Invest
you.
first, research later,
Yeah, but there
or
was a
something like that.
term
Yeah,
for
there's
it.
a
Yeah, there
saying,
was a
wasn't
term for
there?
that, yeah.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to Google that because that's gonna really bug me.
I think it was Warren Buffett.
Invest and investigate.
There you go.
That's it. I learned that. I learned that from a. I think it was a book called. Oh, what was the book called?
I want to say it was a Warren Buffett quote. I'm sure that's what you said, or
Might
maybe I
be.
made that
It's
up.
it's some one of the big investor quotes. Like
Maybe
invest
Charlie
and
Munger.
investigate, and that's usually the same circumstance with stocks
Yeah, I
as
love
well.
that saying. Like, let's do it, and then we'll we'll
Yeah,
we'll talk about it later. But let's do it
yeah,
first. So yeah, and when we was looking at the gold silver ratio just now, and it was kind of in the middle of the two parts, I was like, so what the bloody hell do you do here?
yeah.
And
You
at that
don't do
point,
much.
you don't do anything unless you're already in which case you wait for it to continue moving the way you wanted it to move,
Yeah.
or to move the other way.
I
But
mean, it's difficult because it's kind of mid-range, so there's nothing you really can do. It's just a matter of watching to see which side of the range you go. Then, if when you get there, you either sell your gold or sell your silver.
give me a crypto or a stock that you're planning to buy, um, if we do get
Uh,
this bounce that we're predicting over the next week or so.
well, I've got
Mega
spot
short
on.
term.
I've got spot on. So I've got spot syrup, spot link, Doge, Aero, and hype. They're the longs I have effectively. Um, I'm currently in an AMD short,
How's
so
that working out?
good at the moment. Currently up. Let me have a look. Just get the live figures. 7.5%. But I doubled down on it. I think I notified everyone. What, Friday?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna hazard a guess that it was 5 days ago,
Something like that. Yeah. It's
because that
Thursday, Friday. I doubled down on it. Notified everyone. But yeah. Other than that, I'm just in spot longs. But like I mentioned, I'm looking at some stocks. I'm looking at Nike, John Deere, some robotics ones, ABB, ISR, Intrusive Surgical, Congex Corporation, and the iShares Automation and Robotics ETF, because they
okay.
have all had breakout retests of long-standing channels. So they're
Robotics
all my
may
watch list.
robotics may be big. Have you seen these dancing robots in
Yeah.
China doing all sorts?
The one that's really I like at the minute though is Nike. And I think I briefly showed you this on Friday. We had a brief chat.
Yes.
It has been hammered, like ruined. It's
People are saying
down.
people
Go
are
on.
saying that with AI, we're moving out of the age of brands. I heard that on a soundbite of a
Possibly.
thing. I think it's nonsense, but
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree first off the bat with that.
no. But that
People are
will
obsessed
feed
with
into
brands.
Nike just dying.
Yeah. I mean, from its high in October 21, it's down 70%. Like, that is fat.
The TradFi world has just become the crypto world. Because I was looking at AMD and it's down 2% today. That wouldn't be much in crypto terms.
I mean, I
I
tell you
feel
what,
like in and that's so far today. But I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like in TradFi terms, that's quite a lot
I mean, the
shaken
other
up.
one to look at potentially shorting is Nvidia, like, as well.
I'd be careful with that one because that's one of the darlings, isn't it?
It is. But
Almost too big to
when we
fail.
lose this 166, I'm looking for 150 pretty quick. Potentially, yeah. So,
Yeah, it's down 10% so far year to date. So it
yeah,
is.
I think it's going to continue to sell off, quite frankly.
But it is up over 1,000% over the past
Oh
5 years.
yeah, obviously. But this is the shorting game is a short standing bet, isn't it? It's not like you're sitting shorts for a year or two. So I don't know. We'll see. But I've got my eyes on a lot of things at the minute. Crypto wise, hype is the main thing. Watching that like a hawk.
Do you want my gem quickly before we?
Yeah, go on, go the gem.
All right, let's do a quick gem.
And then you need to fill us in on what ChatGPT said about the metals. So we
indeed.
still haven't got back to that. And then
John,
we'll do our predictions.
let's do ChatGPT first.
Go on.
Right. Palladium is very useful as an industrial metal, not mainly as an investment metal. Obviously, shut up. Biggest use is in automotive catalytic converters
Oh,
to
okay. So
reduce harmful
vehicles.
exhaust emissions. Is also in chemical and petroleum catalysts, electronics such as hard disks, hybrid integrated circuits, multi-layer ceramic capacitors, plus dental and medical devices, jewelry, lab equipment, investment products.
Okay. I didn't realize it was in catalyst converters.
Yeah, it's not saying
What
anything
about
about
electric
nuclear
cars?
here.
Do electric cars, this might be a really silly question. Do electric cars have catalytic converters? I don't think they do they?
No, because they
No.
would have.
Yeah, I don't know why I asked that question. Really fucking stupid.
It was quite stupid, yeah. But that's fine. I was talking to my son last week, on Friday on the way home from school, and he was saying, "Daddy, you do stupid stuff too." And I was like, "Yeah, I do." I said, "I do more stupid stuff than you do because I do more stuff." There's nothing at all wrong with doing stupid stuff. Like, you just
No.
got to
What's
keep
that
your...
famous saying? Fuck around and find out.
Yes, FAFO. Got to do stupid stuff. So yeah, apparently it's not nuclear. So we were wrong there.
It must be using nuclear stuff though. Pretty sure it's one of them.
Well, I've asked her specifically, is it used in nuclear? I'm
Oh,
waiting
right, okay.
to see.
Well,
Because
I'm
those
sure
get...
there's probably a physical story behind Palladium, which I haven't obviously done the
Hold
due
on.
diligence
Yes, you're
in.
right. Yeah. I'll keep it simple and say yes. I'll cite relevant sources.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Right. Predictions.
No. Let me do my
Yeah,
quickly.
sorry, your gem.
Very
Go
quickly,
ahead.
my gem. Very quickly, my gem.
Gem of the week.
Gem of the week. Free
Haven't
reason.
heard that in a while.
No, but as you said it, I was thinking, what have I been looking at this week? And I have been looking back at this bad boy, Akash. So, I would say probably the biggest of the majors at the moment, hype wise, is likely Tau. Don't know if you'd agree. Or hype.
Yeah, Tau and hype. Agree.
Yeah, I'd maybe take hype out of it, as it's not a pure crypto play; it's a trading play. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
agreed.
But yeah, it's between those two. It's probably hype by a long way, but after hype is Tau, a long way after, right? Anyway, Tau is the argument that AI is coming through, but we know AI is coming through. Everybody's using it more. There are these new projects coming out here and there. Everyone seems to change the world until the next one comes out, but the next one comes out like a month later. So we had OpenClaw and all that stuff. And then this month we've had this thing called Paperclip, which I've been using. My God, it's brilliant.
What does
So
it do?
it basically, you can set up your organization and you have your AI agents and they talk to each other and they just do their own stuff. So I've currently got a company with 3 AI agents just working for me. One of them's the CEO, one of them is the developer, and one of them is our saleswoman. I like to give them names, or the app gives them names, and they have their own tasks, and between them they'll just go off and do their tasks. As long as I leave the app running, then they're alive, they're doing their thing.
What are the tasks that you set?
Documentation was the first task so that we know what we're doing.
Okay.
And then they built a really nice website for me. Then my next step, they then also done the databases and all that in the background. My next step will be to complete my admin dashboard so that I can see the applications and so that I can do all this stuff, the other. But
Okay.
and to do that, I'll ask the CEO. The CEO will then go and speak to the developer, and they'll also speak to the sales and say, all right, do I need you for this? And she'll be like, no, you don't need me. And they'll crack on, and they have their own conversations and you can see it. Oh, it's brilliant. It's got nothing to do with
Nice.
crypto, but it's amazing. Anyway, I think I think that will get refined and people will start to use it. Like OpenClaw is becoming refined and people are starting to use it. Like YouTubers will tell you, oh, you can do it easy. You can make your own apps with it. But you can't. But we're getting there. Anyway, all of this, I say all of that to say this. AI is not going away. It is the new thing, right? The hype is building. Now we're getting to a point which we got to with crypto that we never really overcame, where we now need to make the experience something that everyone can do. At the moment, it's not something everyone can do. AI, I feel like you still need to know computer stuff to make AI build you something worth doing, right? But when you can get to that, there's going to be a time when you're going to want your own compute. And that's what Akash gives you. You can go and you can buy your compute on Akash, so you can deploy AI models. You can more than likely train your own AI models, and you can provide your compute so that other people can go and buy your AI models.
I
That will
take it
push.
you get rewarded for providing compute.
Yes, you'll get paid. So it'll be like a eBay, I guess, it's a marketplace for buying and selling compute. So I've got compute, I put it out to be sold. People might come with their AI models, run their models on my machine, I get paid. Now, what's happened in the last week or so is that these guys at Akash have turned on their fee switch, which, as we know from Uniswap and from Hype,
And Aero.
and Aero, as you're trading or you're buying deployments on here, you're setting your own deployments on here. 56 providers active on the market. That's tiny. We need some dots in Africa. We need some dots in the southern hemisphere, basically. As you buy your, let me see if I can show you. As you go to buy your thing, so let's say you decide to go and buy OpenClaw, set up your own OpenClaw instance, da 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 da. As you go to buy it, you will effectively have to pay. You'll effectively have to pay, and a portion of that money will go to buying back and burning Akash. So they have now turned on their fee switch. A lot of projects are doing this now, which will give their utility token more use case rather than just for governance. Just to give you a vote in what happens next, which no one really gives a damn about. For those two reasons, I think that the cash is something to keep an eye on. Also, which you will probably like, is that Akash has already completed its 93.9% down
Oh, from all-time high.
from all-time highs. So it's done its whole, I'm gonna upset everybody. I guess this was the all-time high. But even from here, this was the last cycle where it came back. Not a lot of projects do come back in this sort of a meaningful way, but Cash did. It was sub $1, went all the way up to $6. I know I hold some of Cash somewhere.
Just in a long lost wallet.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm quite certain I bought it around the $1 mark.
Right, okay.
So I think I bought it coming towards around this sort of area. For the life of me, if I'd have given a damn, I would have come and sold it here, but here we are. And finally, I'm not sure, but I think Akash might be on the Cosmos, might be one of the Cosmos chains. But anyway, over the last 30 days, it's up 70%, which means that I think a lot of people are hoping for getting in to see this sort of run.
So is Akash related to Tau at all or not?
No, apart from it being an AI project, which it's not really. It's a compute project. I think even if we move from AI onto, I don't know, robotics or machine learning, I think all of those things require compute. I think the thing with AI is that it requires a lot of compute. That's going to change. Probably will require less as time goes on. There are new models coming out, etc., etc. But Like I always say, if you've got the bandwidth, engineers will fill it. So the more compute that's available, the more compute engineers will find a way to use. Hence why I think Akash might be a 3-season wonder. If we do go into an alt season, I would expect to see this like we saw in the last one, coming towards the end of 2024. This move up to like $5 or whatever, which from here is like a 10x. So I like Akash at these prices.
Are you going to be picking some up at all, or
I've already got some. What I need to
want
do,
some more, or just the ones you think you've got that you need to find?
I need to find it, see how much I've got, because I do feel like this will be a good place to buy. But what I also will do is try to actually use the platform. Because I think that's going to matter this time round. I think this time, the first time round, it was just hype. Decentralized compute was just talk. AI wasn't a thing in 2021, and look how high this got. But decentralized compute was a thing. I don't know what it was used for at that point, to be honest with you. So I don't know how we got that high. And then we came back down. Everybody was like, that's dead. Then AI became a thing in 2023. AI coins became a thing. Decentralized compute also came up to here. We're back down here. But now we've got chat of agents spending. Agents becomes an economy, which I
Probably
think it
will. It's
will
just
do.
I'm not sure. I think the agent stuff is it's kind of a hard one to play because I think they'll be using everything. I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to be on one chain
Nope.
or using one platform. So I
No.
think a basket of platforms. Maybe we should have that as a topic next week.
Yeah. What are the? I'd say there's probably 3 major things, and I'll go into them in more detail next week. We can discuss them, but I would say it's probably transactions, which would
Yeah,
be like
payments.
X402, yeah.
Yeah,
Compute, which would be another one, and probably data, which will be storage, slightly different. So I think those are the 3. Data might be a big one because that's memories.
yeah. The memory storage is a bigger issue at the
Memories
moment
will be
with
big, you
regards
know.
to AI.
Yeah, and if you're driving one of these self-driving cars and you've got insurance, and the insurance says we want you to keep like a record of what you're doing, it can keep a record
Well,
of.
it's like Claude. When your chat gets too long, I
Yeah,
just need to go back and compress
right.
this.
So you know what the AI agents are now doing? What they do is that it's called context management. So what they end up doing is taking all of your chat and they'll condense it into like the main bullet points, and then they'll park it. But what I think will happen is that with things like self-driving cars, they'll say, no, keep everything. So take all of the video of the person driving and park it. So if something does go wrong, we can go back and look at it. If we want to go and analyze your driving with AI
Yeah,
in the future and give you a quote accordingly, we can go and look at all the driving you've done. But not your speedo, because you can get that fixed by, Stavros down the road in garage. But what you actually need is the actual video of the person driving. Give that to AI video model. They'll review your driving. They'll tell you this guy's a brilliant driver. I'm going to charge him £5 insurance for the whole year. Bob's your uncle. Bosh. No. So let's look into that next week. I'm going to write
yeah.
that
All
down,
right then.
actually. That can be one of our topics.
Right, into predictions. I'm just going to take over the screen sharing.
You are.
There we go. So Bitcoin, where did we have last week? Because I had to delete ours earlier. Just
71
looking.
we was at. I said 67.
And I said I was bullish,
76.
would I? So
Yeah.
point to you there. Actually, let me go to the daily. Point to you. Hyperliquid. We both had the same level around 33.
Yeah. Both said 33.
Yeah, so it's not there yet, but I think it's on its way. Just quickly on Hyperliquid from a TA point of view, we have this potential rising wedge, typically bearish. If this does break to the downside, expect 25 to 23 again. If it gets there, I'm backing up the truck. And on the weekly, you do have 2 bearish candles, 1 week after the other, here, as you can see. So watch out on Hyperliquid at the moment. I think we'll be right potentially next couple of weeks on that. S&P. So where were we on last week? So Friday, so Monday. Where was we? There. What price? Have you got that written down?
Are you looking at my screen or is that your screen? We've got the same thing.
This
That's
is
yours.
my screen.
Right, sorry, S&P. I said 67.67. You said
And
500.
where were we at the time?
66.
Where is Monday? Monday 16th? No, that's not right.
No, Monday 27th.
Yeah, 66 here. 23rd, you mean?
What did I say?
27th. 6,600, yeah. So, I mean, initially we started moving your way. We kind of got up to around 6,700. Then after that, kind of just sold off.
Very low.
Surpassed my target. So 1-1 at the minute. Zcash on the Monday, we were at, what was it? 230-ish.
Yeah.
I think again, it's a case of right idea, wrong timing on this. I think next couple of weeks that could be right. And night, I think I just pipped you in the last couple of days here. We did go up and literally tagged my 5 cents or 5.2,
5.3.
5.3,
5.3.
and then I've completely reversed.
Oh, so we didn't get to 6.
I pipped you, I'm afraid. We topped out at exactly 5 cents or 0.0534. So pretty much spot on with that. Right, what do we want this week? Get rid of night. Zcash, actually, I have a question from one of our VIPs, which I haven't got back to him today because I thought I'd cover it in the show. He said, thoughts on Zcash short here. So, what do you think, Crypto C, going into next week or next couple of weeks? Do you think it's a good idea to short Zcash?
I went into a short on Zcash last night at about 219.
Still in it?
Nope, my stop was at 230.
You're already out?
My stop was at 230. I went in at 219. And
Christ, that wasn't a very wide stop, was it?
Tapped out within 12 hours.
Were you using degenerate leverage by any chance?
Yeah, of course. But I did have a stop loss.
Right.
So, and it was my second bite at it. So my first bite, I put on immediately, which was at 2:30 when we recorded the show last week. Because I said, whatever we do on the show, I'm going to actually do. So I'm going to put on a Palladium long when we come off air. It came down as low as 210. I think I closed out my short on Friday at like 215, 214. Feeling great.
Took the money and ran.
Yep. Last night before I went to bed, I was like, you know what I'll do? I'll go back to the casino. Because we were up to like 220.
Yeah.
I wanted to play a dip when the markets opened. The oil markets, because I feel like everything's dancing around the oil markets. Oil markets open, there was a dip, came back down to 212, but I was in bed by this point, woke up in the morning, and we were at 228.
Okay.
So I was like, damn it, I'm going to get tapped out. And then at some point during the day, I got tapped out at 228.
Fair enough.
So what do I think about Zcash from here? Overall, you can't really be bullish on Zcash. There was a tweet that was out that we responded to each other. So go follow us on Twitter, crypto_SI and the financial_navigator_. And the tweet had said that Zcash is like a most recent pump or dump. Everybody was suddenly chatting about it. All of the influencers were suddenly chatting about it. They've all since gone. even the team that was behind it doing the building, which are the electronic coin company, the electric coin company, ECC, they are the bad boys of cryptography. They've all exited the project, which for me would signal the end of the project's life cycle. So I would expect it to continue going down from a fundamentals point of view.
Yeah.
From a technical point of view, I don't know, but I would.
I mean, from a TA point of view, in the longer term chart, you could say we had a clear breakout retest, but you need us to hold kind of where we are now. We lose where we are, you could very quickly be looking at 74 again in a heartbeat. But I do think it's right to be bearish bias here. Like, I personally haven't got a Zcash short on, but I'm happy to leave the crypto waffle community short on in this position, because I do think it's a matter of right idea, wrong timing. We just need to give it some more time. Because what's our stop on it? 252. Yeah, we've got quite a wide stop. We haven't got massive leverage. Decent trade size for the size of the account, and I'll take profits at 180. So I think the risk, the rewards there. I think we leave it on.
Yeah, but the question was, would you get into a short from here?
I would. Our entry was 230, so you're only entering just below us.
Add below,
If
yeah.
anything, if you wanted a tight stop, stick a stop at 231. Like, really, you've got this trend here, clear lower highs. So if we were to break above that, call it 232, you want out, have that as your stop. You're risking minimal potentially there. So I think that's what you should definitely be doing.
Yeah, Zcash short. Even here, I'm still bearish Zcash.
Okay. Right. So this week, Bitcoin hype again. What else do you want to look at? I think we've got to do Palladium.
We've got to do ETH as well because it's the only thing happening.
ETH. And then what about Akash? Do you want to do Akash?
Oh, I don't think Akash is on here.
It won't be on hype, but we can do
not
it
on
as a
hype.
prediction if you
Yeah, go on
fancy
then.
it.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okie dokie. So there we are. So Bitcoin, what do you think? I'm going to say 72K. 72K Marinos.
I genuinely feel like Bitcoin is a dead body at the top of a waterfall.
So what do you think? Fresh lows? 59? 60?
But this is difficult. It's only 1 week.
This is what I mean. So I'm not thinking we get a major breakout. It would effectively still be chopping.
Yeah. Yeah. If we are still chopping, then we do go back to 70s, don't we? 72.
Yeah.
But I don't think we are. I genuinely think we're quite dead in the water.
You think the next leg lowers sooner rather than later?
I think it's coming up. Like this whole, like we went down to 65 and then the bounce was to 67. Like the catch is just dead, and we're just coming toward this waterfall. The war's carrying on going on, and we're just waiting for that. Yeah, 60.
60K?
I'm gonna say it's this week. Yeah.
I best have my shopping baskets open and ready.
Yeah.
Hyperliquid, I'm going to remain with last week's target, 33. I think it'll be a matter of right idea, wrong timing on that. Are you the same, sir? What?
I think
You what?
I think we've had enough of a pullback now.
Do you reckon we're going for highs again?
I think we're gonna go back up. Yeah. I think we'll go and see 40 again.
So what do you reckon, $40?
I'm gonna go $40.
Okie dokie, $40. Now Palladium, sir.
Oh, now you're talking. Yeah, now you've now you've sparked my interest.
The trouble is like from a big time frame, mega bullish, but the shorter time frames just look a bit pony.
I was more on board when I thought it was used for nuclear, but since
Okay, I'm gonna go long, and I reckon 15.1570. What do you reckon, sir?
yeah, I'll join you there.
Lovely stuff.
15.
1,570.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually looking a bit better than Bitcoin, dare I say it.
If they're having their party this week. Look at this. Just fell and died. Look, it's been at the same little range since almost 2 months.
I'm gonna say 2,250. More chop.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I've got to go with my rollover thesis. I'll say 1800.
Yeah, look, that's why I just dragged your line to as well.
Because you knew, didn't you?
Head your mind.
Easy when
Cash. What do you reckon? I'm gonna say 42 cents.
did you draw those lines in already?
Yeah, so I put the thing up and I hadn't looked at this chart for a while, but I obviously had charted it because I had these already in. So I don't know why I looked here, but this line was here and this line was here with this falling wedge in place. So interesting to see. But yeah, short term, I do think 40 cents is on the cards. Sorry, 42 cents.
Okay, I want to retest that line. What's that line?
What,
Up there?
my line? This one here?
No, the one above it.
Give or take 54.
Yeah, let me retest that.
You want 50, what, 54, 55?
Can I get 55?
Yeah,
10%?
55,
And you're saying 40?
42.
42.
Is it cashed out on Hyperliquid? Damn it. I might have to put a personal short on, you know. I actually quite like the look of this one.
Be careful, mate. You won't be able to because it's not on here.
Oh, shit. And it might be on
No, but you
Asta.
probably could do it though.
Asta?
No, I'd say osmosis.
Yeah, I'm not that techie. I'll probably just leave it.
I don't know if osmosis even has a. They don't. No, they don't have.
Right, well, over to you, sir, for Hyperliquid trades.
Hold on. I want to see what the Cosmos Perps Dex is. They must have one. Biggest Perps Dex on Cosmos.
Surely they've got something, haven't they?
DYDX.
Oh, right, okay.
I used to hold this, you know. I've done quite well on this one.
I didn't. I got fucked.
Really?
Yeah. I probably bought it way after you, though.
Yeah. Matey boy started shouting about it. Let's see if they've got a cash on here. Yes, they have. All right, you can get it on here with no volume and no trades,
What?
but 20x leverage. What is this?
Oh, I've just realised you can't even get Palladium on Hyperliquid.
Yes, you can.
No, it's platinum.
Nah, Palladium's on there.
What's the ticker for it then?
PAL. It's the whole word.
It's because I'm spelling it wrong. It's my dyslexia kicking in. What a
PL,
tit.
PLA was you?
Yeah. Spelling
All
it
right.
how it sounds.
Yes, Palladium. Yeah, it's Palladium. Anyway,
Yeah, over to you, sir.
you can get it there, right? So let's look at our trades. Oh,
Right, so we're
we-
leaving Zcash, yeah?
well,
I'm happy to leave Zcash short on.
that's up for debate, mate.
I thought we just
We- we-
covered this.
We've had a bit of a tough week, and we were in much better shape than this during the week. And at 212, I really should have said we should get out. Just felt it. Anyway, we are up on this. We also tried to play a ETH
Limit long.
limit long.
Oh, was it ETH or Bitcoin? I thought you think it was Bitcoin limit long, you know?
ETH. Oh, shame. It was Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin limit long, yeah. And we got that out.
No, well.
Somehow the price did dip to 65.
Yeah.
So we got tapped out. It was
A bit annoying because I think that's a pretty good entry, you know?
yeah, it was a flash. It was a flash crash to 65. I guess we can see it right there.
What was the actual low if you hover over the.
Here's the one that wiped us out.
Was it? Oh, it's yesterday. The
Yeah.
low was 64,900. You absolute. Oof. Go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. So that was when markets opened. Literally when markets opened, oil markets opened, and this is what I mean about Bitcoin at the moment. And this was why my idea for putting on the short on Zcash was that oil markets open, everything pukes, and then
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh yeah, there's nothing to be had here," and everything recovers. And it happened just like that. But the recovery was only up to 6.
Well.
Yeah, which is a bit pants.
Right. So what else are we thinking? I reckon I'm happy to leave Zcash short on.
Right, we'll leave Zcash short on. We're currently in the money.
Yeah. We both
$2.
agree on Palladium long.
Yes, we both agree on a Palladium long. That's a longer term position though. And I
Yeah.
think that's the only one that we both agree on.
Yeah, I think we can put that on.
Yeah. Let's do Palladium.
Oh, so do we want to try and have a couple stabs at getting it kind of pinpointed to perfection, or are you happy just to put the longer term
Yeah, let's
thing
go.
on now?
I'd go in here, yeah, because what exactly
Okay.
are we waiting for?
So I reckon we can go in here and we have a stop at fresh lows. So you'd be looking at a stop around 1,300,
Yep.
give or take. Call it 1,330 on Hyperliquid.
Let's take it off of 20x.
Yeah, definitely.
We were supposed to open up our vault today, but we'll do that
Oh
next.
yeah, that was one of the topics. Totally forgot. Okay, so next week we've got agents and their stuffs, and setting up a Hyperliquid vault. Lovely jubbly.
Hold on, let me write that down. Hyperliquid vault.
Do you know what? Considering there hasn't been much to talk about, I've actually really enjoyed today's waffle.
Because we've been waffling.
Yeah, that's just what we do.
Just what we do, Des. Right. 3x Palladium going long market. Thank you very much. We'll put the size at about $20. And we will place the order. Got everything right. Oh no. Take profits and stop loss. Yeah, right. What are we doing? Stop loss at 1,300, did you say?
1,325.
And
I
take
think we have a short-term take profit of 1,500.
that's what I've typed.
Good man, read my mind.
Easy.
Yeah. Because I think we could get I think this might be one of the ones where we will move up. We then extend the take profit effectively. But in the shorter term, if we were to spike up, I'm happy to take it and then go back in on another leg lower. If you know what I mean.
I do.
Um, anything else that we agree on? Oh, we both agree on. Actually, no, you hype. You're long. I'm short. ETH, I'm long. What about? Do you know what I would
Do
be
you
happy
know what? To
with?
be fair to you, hype.
I'd be happy with a limit short on hype. So, I at your price.
No, we're not going to go up and then down. If anything, we'll go down to yours, and
You reckon?
I'd rather go with that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy to do limit long hype. So that effectively we're leaving it on from last week. Yeah, we had a limit long on from 34.10 with a
Yeah,
stop
we're
loss
putting
at
it back on, but
31.
we never got into it, did we?
It's the it should still
The
be
hype
open
one.
though. If you go to open orders at the bottom,
Hold
there you
on.
go, it's
Yeah,
still
you're right.
on.
All right, should we leave this one on there?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we've
Yeah,
got a Zcash short still that we're in live.
yeah,
We've got a hype limit long on and a Palladium long.
yes.
Happy?
I feel like I want one more, but there's nothing else that we both agree
Yeah,
on.
there's not much else that fits the bill.
S&P down? No, because your
No, short-term
cover was
bounce.
big. Yeah. Um, that's it. Oil.
No, I have no clue on oil. I'm not faffing around with those headlines.
No, not worth it. I think that's us then.
Yeah, I think that's it. Have you got any questions on your IG live? Let me just check my Twitter.
I do not.
I do not either. Okay. Well, that wraps up this week. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and we shall see you same time next week. So, adios.